Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing two stories in my 6x8 album. One's going to be featuring a Colorcast design acrylic piece that says view from here. So I've already auditioned this out, and so we're kind of just doing something like this. And I found this card, 3x8, from an Ali Edwards story kit. I don't remember which one I just pulled it from, but I just thought the black and white hearts went really well with this, so that one will come together rather quickly. Then I'm going to use the new Layle By Mail stamps. This one's called the Murphy Alpha, which was part of a recent release, as well as the Allison by the numbers. This is Allison, and this one has like the word of the number somewhere in the number itself too. So we're going to make some sort of list, and the idea for this one going to be a lot of stamping. Recently, Elise from Feed Your Craft, or former Feed Your Craft, she did a layout the other day on Instagram that said, how do I procrastinate? Let me count the ways, was like her quote, with the picture on one side, and then it was on vellum, and then we flipped it over, and then she had everything numbered. And I even talked to her. I was like, I'm so scraplifting that, like genius. And so I wanted to feature this alpha in order to have that whole little kind of sentiment, and then these numbers clearly to show, you know, a similar list on what drives me to procrastinate when I have things to do. I just thought it was really good. So we're going to be, you know, scrap lifting Elise with her quote page, but featuring the stamps from Layle, and doing this rather simple one as well. And these are probably both going to go in my All About Me album. So they'll be from like my perspective as far as the journaling goes. So let's get started. Let's get creating, my happy friends. So let's start off with this one. We're using a piece from Colorcast Designs, and this photo, I know I gushed about it already, like of this great sunset moment. And honestly, this was, where was this? This was in my neighborhood. This was pulling into my neighborhood one night. You know, when you just get that beautiful sunset, you just have to like stop the car, turn down the window so that you could take the picture, not through your cruddy window or, you know, windshield. That was that picture, and it's just so beautiful, and I'm glad I printed it and put it into my albums. So this one comes together rather simply, because, or, you know, effortlessly, because it's just a great, fantastic photo, and then the acrylic piece fits right there, nestled on the bottom. And then the only thing that stunk right here, this is why I'm using the X-Acto knife, is because there's that acrylic piece also from Colorcast that I used behind it, and because it was there, I should have punched the holes before I adhered the pictures back to back, because the hole punch did not fit to do that. So that was like a for me, but it worked out. The X-Acto knife got enough of the hole through it, but just, you know, be aware, please don't adhere them back to back until you've punched your holes and you don't make the mistake like I did. My favorite glue for putting down acrylic pieces onto photo is, believe it or not, Fabri-Tac, Beacon Fabri-Tac. I know it's meant to do like fabric adhere, you know, to do it with glue and not using your sewing machine, but this glue has quickly become my go-to glue as an alcohol-based glue. It works great for the plastic on photos. This glue is also phenomenal when using it with sequins. I don't know what it is, and I don't know how I even gave it a try to find that out, but it does. And honestly, I've already bought 2 more backup bottles off of Amazon, so I have a surplus so that I am never without Fabri-Tac glue. And I truly just think it's the being alcohol based for some reason. It just does so many great things. So let's move on to our next one. So that one was, I said, using for Colorcast Designs, and now we're going to do a fun layout for Layle By Mail. This alpha is a release in her shop. I believe it's called Murphy. Or is it Reggie? I will leave it linked down below. I always get confused when each font has its own unique name. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't remember the name. So here I am trying to use the backside of another layout that I had recently done that wasn't quite outside the page protector. It was like, you know, usually it's 7 1/4 by 8 1/4. I believe it might have been like 6 3/4, so that's why all this measuring is going on, because I needed to have it be back to back with another project in my album. So these labels have been in my stash. These are old labels from Allie Edwards. And I only used the ones that were sort of like this pastel, you know, softer color palette versus I think there was a few like darker ones, like a navy one and a hunter green one and like a smoky gray. But when I took those three out, these worked really nicely together. So I was happy with that. And then so the numbers are called Allison, and they actually also have what, you know, with the number 1. It also says 1 like spelled out in the middle of the image as well. So it's a really cool number set to have. It's called Allison. Now, granted, it says 1 through 9. Does it say 10 on the 0? I think it says 0. So that's what I mean. You can only really use it for 1 through 9 numbering because you can't, you know, get 11 or 12. You know what I mean? It'll just say 1 and 2 on it still. So still a good set. And so for this one, we are making a list. I had recently seen this layout done by the lovely Elise from, is it Feed Your Craft, or is she in a creative bubble? I think she's Feed Your Craft. I keep on forgetting what company she owned. So she had recently stamped out this almost like prompt, and it says, "How do I procrastinate? Let me count the ways." And I had seen it and like screenshot it, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, Elise, like this is the perfect prompt for all of us crafters to do, because the list can be long, you know. It was just fun, and honestly, it was a perfect thing too. She also did it on the vellum overlay. She also had it flip up with washi, so all these kind of design elements was completely inspired by her. So this is a scrap lift. Her font though was just, I think, a little bit bigger than what I'm using, but slightly bigger, because the word procrastinate, I literally going from left to right, it goes across the entire length of it. So if you do use a larger font, it's going to be a tough, tight squeeze when you spell out the word procrastinate with it. So just keep that in mind if you want to recreate this. And so I take my time. I am using Stays On ink. This is vellum, so a slick surface only will be worked well with Stays On. I'm wondering if Archival would have the same result on vellum too, but I just always have Stays On ready to go for projects like this on vellum, and Stays On works when you want to have stamping done on photo paper. So just keep that in mind. So all this stamping is really great. I'm using black. The outfit itself comes with the outline and the color fill-in. So it's a really fun one. I have used it on a few other projects since this one. And it's just a good size too. It's not too big. It's not too thin. It's not too tall. It's like just a good, like 1 inch, sort of a sans serif. Like, it's not too decorative or like, whimsy looking. It's just a classic, like, straight font. But I do believe that the vowels are all like lowercase looking, and all the rest of the letters are capital. So it makes it unique in that regard. And so when any skipping happens, I just fill it in with a Sharpie pen or a Sharpie marker, and it fills in any gaps that may have been an off stamp, a misstamp, off stamp, misstamp, one of the two. So this part obviously takes some time. I will not let you watch all of it. I'll fast forward. There you go. And I use the recent new blush pink washi tape, also from Layle By Mail. She came out with blush. She came out with a yellow, a classic yellow for the ruler. And I want to say, was it a light blue? She had 3 colors, or maybe was it green? I'm actually forgetting, but the washi tape is from her. And this was a photo that I still had in my bins. If you're like me, I print out way more photos than I ever can scrap sometimes, only because they're good photos. And I'm like, oh, this is so good, let me just print it. And granted, I also overshot it because I made it as a 5x7, I think. So we made it work with this. So the pattern paper, the pink and pink, is from Postcards and Passports still. And then I am just using the ephemera bits. This is all ephemera bits from Vicky Bouton's Flower Emporium, and it just looks so good, you guys. I had auditioned other things out, but in the end, this little, floral cluster in the corner is perfect. The stamping I did with oxide in hickory smoke, and then I did my journaling with a gray inked Jelly Roll pen, and it came out fantastic. Okay, that will wrap up these 2 quick layouts. So this one fits right as the last page. I probably will just put pattern paper here for this one, and everything in this first volume of All About Me is complete. So we have the wood veneer, the acrylic piece from Colorcast Designs paired with that 3x8 journaling spot. And then this one will be the opening page for my new volume of this, which I do have an album dedicated for it. It's going to be this nice like chambray kind of blue from Citrus Twist. It'll be the first layout in here. And so, and actually maybe a decorative page could be left as is, but we shall see. And all my stamping is so wonderful. And I did my journaling off camera on how I procrastinate on those labels. There you have it. So I will leave as much of the products I can listed down below for your shopping convenience. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, everyone, bye.